Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. My name is Willow Rose Moondancer and I make videos here on YouTube about Wicca, and I also have a blog called wiccansaren'twicked.com. Today we are going to be talking about familiars and what they are. So firstly, a familiar is an animal that helps you on your magical journey. Often they are cats. I am not quite sure if this is just because that's how it is, or rather because there are lots of different animals that are familiars, but people are expecting a cat, and so therefore don't clue into the magical helpings of other animals. I'm more inclined to believe that it is the latter. There's also no real consensus on what makes a familiar and not just a regular pet. There are, however, two main theories that I'm going to be talking about today. So the first one, this isn't necessarily one that I believe is how it is, but if you do, that is 100% okay, because everybody is entitled to their own beliefs. So the first one I'm going to talk about is how your familiar has to come to you. So this means that if you go and get a cat or a dog or whatever from a shelter, then that animal cannot actually be a familiar because you went out and sought it out, and it did not it did not go out and find you. So this animal needs to initiate contact with you, and it actually has to interact with you telepathically to initiate a pact. And so this would sound like just a conversation within your head where you can actually hear this animal speaking to you. So that is the first theory on how you can have a familiar. However, I'm more inclined to believe that it is just an animal that takes a deep interest in your magical workings, your rituals, and your divination. If you're making a sacred circle, you may find that your animal is just naturally drawn to this, and you can actually feel the animal lending their energy to help boost the energies within your circle. You can also trust them around your tools, including fire, and trust that they are not going to disturb it or knock something over. And in general, they are just attracted to anything that you're doing that involves magic or spirituality. At the end of the day, though, if you feel that you have an animal within your home and it's your familiar, and it doesn't really fit any of these two theories on what makes a pet a familiar, that's okay. You need to be able to trust your intuition and trust your gut. Because at the end of the day, your path is separate from everybody else's, and only you know what is true for you. My experience with animals being familiars, I have two cats. My first one, I had some sort of inclination that he may be a familiar due to an experience I had during a ritual. Essentially, I had left my bedroom door open so my cat could come in and out as he wished, and I left his cat bed, which he doesn't usually use anyway at that point in time, and I just left it close to the circle, and I found that he just came in, kind of sniffed everything out, and then just laid there in his cat bed for the entirety of the ritual. And he just felt and looked so serene, and so that to me was like, well, maybe he is a familiar, but I haven't really had another experience like that with him since, and that was about, like, I want to say half a year ago, maybe longer actually, I'm not quite sure. I guess I would say more like a year actually, now I'm thinking about it. And then my other cat, he just hasn't really done anything to make me think that he is. They're both quite young though, so I don't know if maybe they just haven't clued in to their familiar tendencies, if that's possible, or if maybe they just aren't Either way, I love them dearly, so it doesn't really matter to me that much. But yeah, so that's all I have today. I hope you enjoyed. Let me know down below if you have a familiar or what you think makes a familiar a familiar. And make sure you check out my blog, wiccansaren'twicked.com. I make posts every Wednesday and Friday, and make sure you subscribe to me here because I make videos every Monday and Thursday. And until next time, blessed be.